Hello there, dear followers of mine. Good to see you. Today we are talking about something very special, and that is Spanish language goth bands from the United States. Yes, that is goth bands that are from the United States that sing in Spanish. I wanted to do this video sooner, but mostly I put it off because I was hoping to find more bands, and so far this list has a whopping 4, and that's what it's had for a while, so I'm guessing that's all there is for the time being. If there's ever any more, you can tell me somewhere. If you leave it in the comments here, I'll probably miss it. I tend to miss comments because I've rang that bell on one too many subscriptions. But, tell me here anyways. Maybe I will get the comment. But, yeah, so like we said, United States, Spanish speaking, at least part of the time, and goth. We're starting our list off with Vueltas. They are based in Portland, and they're actually is a very good death rock music scene in the Pacific Northwest, in the United States. Usually I can't talk about that because it's not relevant to the theme of this channel, but this band is, so yay me. And I am very fond of them. I'm actually wearing my Vueltas shirt as I am recording this. They have a female singer. Her voice has that moany sound, and she almost sounds like Roz Williams if Roz Williams was a Spanish-speaking female, which maybe that doesn't make any sense to anyone, but it makes sense to me, okay? And you'll hear it if you listen to them, or maybe you won't and it's only me. But anyways, aside from that, it's death rock. They have sort of that spooky guitar sound going, and I like them a lot, enough to have a shirt of theirs. Next, we have Meldamor, and I think they're Los Angeles based, I believe, based on who's in the band, because fun fact, one of the people in the band is Dave Parley of the band Prayers. No, they are not on this list because Prayers does not sing in Spanish. Also, I'm not that familiar with them. Maybe I should be more familiar with them because people sometimes ask about them. I'm like, I don't know. Anyways, so it's featuring Dave Parley and then his girlfriend, wife. I'm not sure what they are at this point because I know he did propose to her, Mel. And if you're vaguely familiar with Prayers, like I said, I'm not even that familiar with Prayers, but I know them enough to be that they're very new wave inspired, and like that, Meldamor is very new wavy, and it's synthesizer driven. It is post punky still, but it's more dark wave leaning, and both Dave and Mel actually sing, so there's some female sung stuff, there's some male sung stuff. And that's how that band goes. Next off, we have Annex from McAllen, Texas, which is a town in southern Texas near the border. For those of you who aren't that familiar with Texas, I actually hadn't heard of this city until then because I'm not from Texas and I've never been there. Anyways, and they actually sing in both Spanish and English, but because I like them, I wanted to include them. They still technically count. Anyways, they are very post-punky in the truest sense. I guess I'd consider them gothic rock and dark rock generally, but they do have sort of punky female vocals. The lead singer, her voice does strike me as very punk in nature, although the music itself, the instrumentals, they're very sort of spooky rocking, so I would consider them gothic rock, in fact, and they're pretty cool too. And finally, we are ending this list with the one and only, haha, kind of funny because you'll see why, Un Hombre Solo, who is a one-man band from New York, New York. And they are, well, I would have described this as cold wave, but I'm no longer certain what cold wave is because I've seen that used to describe some very different sounding music. But this sounds like what I originally thought cold wave is supposed to sound like. It's dark wavy. It's also got some, I guess, minimal wave is what it's referred to. A lot of creepy synth sounds. And it sort of reminds me of a darker take on early New Wave, New Wave back when it was really strange and alternative. He sort of reminds me of, I guess not early, but later early, if that makes sense, Depeche Mode almost. Just give him a listen if you're into that sort of sound. So anyways, this video is pretty short, only 4 bands, and I wanted to keep it short and sweet for all of you. Like I've said before, I no longer include music samples because I don't want to get copyright strike, but I do have the links to all of these bands and, their band camps. They are all on Bandcamp and maybe other places where you can listen to them if they have that available. And also their social media, in case you want to follow them on social media. I do know that I have a lot of American followers, which makes sense because that's where I'm from, and videos tend to be shown to people who are from the place, even though most of my bands are from Latin America. So my United States-based followers will probably appreciate this because... So thanks to some stuff that's been going on, a lot of musicians not from the United States have had issues touring. I mean, that's always been an issue, but it's ramped up as of late. So, and I hate that. But anyways, we're not going to talk about politics right now. But these are bands that if you're in the United States, you at least have a chance of seeing because they're already here. Hopefully, that'll change soon, and some of the other bands will get to perform and tour here again, but until then, here's some American bands. Anyways, if you want to see more stuff from me, you can follow me on social media. If you follow me on Tumblr, Twitter, or Facebook, I pretty frequently share bands, songs, and just songs every day by bands who are from Latin America, who are goth and goth adjacent. So you wouldn't see these bands, but it's goth music, and I assume if you're watching this, you're a goth music fan. Also on my Instagram, I try to share a song of the day in the stories on my Instagram semi-daily, and I also post updates about my videos and also sometimes just fun things in my life that I think people will be entertained by. So all of my social media will be linked below. And also, for those of you who are on Tumblr, you can also follow my blog, Nugoth Rhythms, where you have seen all of these bands, which is just a collection of goth music from the 2010s on. And if you're not on Tumblr, there's plenty of other, which, good on you actually, there's plenty of other places where you can follow newer goth music. And thanks. Hope to see you again. Bye.